Welcome to All About the Joy. I'm so glad to be here. I'm sorry, I'm mid laughing because Cynthia cannot see one of us on screen.
You have to guess which one.
You'll have to guess.
Can't tell you.
So weird. I don't know. Can you see her now?
No.
Oh well, we all know it's not Rick.
So weird.
Now, see, if there were people on the live stream, we could have said we're not going to say till the end of the show, and we could have made a whole thing out of it.
We're going to keep it as a mystery. I don't even know what to do about it. I think we're going to just have to roll with it, Cynthia, because it's, like Andrea said, a you problem.
Just gonna have to use your imagination, Cynthia.
Yeah,
there you go.
But wait, here's the thing. People will have to guess who it is you can't see.
I can hear everybody.
Right. Anyway, let me welcome everyone to this show. Of course, Cynthia is here with us with her fabulous blowed out hairdo. Fabulous, looking wonderful. Yes. I wanted to also give a shout out to Joy. Thank you for joining us, and you're looking perfect and fabulous. Say hello to everyone, girl.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Melanie. Hey, Tony.
Hi, Melanie. Hi, Tony D. Andrea, so glad you're here. You know I got much love for you. So happy to see you. And your hair looks great, too. All the ladies looking fabulous, of course. And Rick Costa. Got you, baby. How you doing? What's up? What's up? So welcome. I first want to start with a few announcements that everybody knows I'm really, really excited about. And the SAG-AFTRA Strike is over. Yay! So it's still a little tentative, although everyone has come out. Fran Dresser just sent, who's the president of SAG-AFTRA, sent everyone an email. We've been updated on a pretty daily basis from SAG-AFTRA. They've been amazing as a negotiating committee, but also just keeping us all informed. And it's going to be ratified hopefully on Friday. It's just so kind of exciting. They really, from what we know, we haven't had the ability to read it yet, but we got what we wanted. So for the most part, I'm sure there's a lot of negotiate, but the AI part was a really big one. So 118 days, shout out to all the actors that were on the picket lines, also to IATSE, all the other unions, WGA. I also want to give a shout out to all the other people who were impacted. Again, I cannot stress enough, this impacted, you know, all the people who work in the crews, caterers, makeup artists, people who do hair and costume design, editors. It impacted restaurants, location scouts. This didn't just impact actors. It impacted so many people. So thank you for everyone who stood with the union. And I'm just so excited. And everyone's going to get back to work. So yay. And Rick, you and I can have our show that we want to just talk about Stargate.
Finally.
Movies now and television. And we've been really trying to not, I've been trying to not do it. It has slipped a few times with guests or with people, but Rick, let it out. Let it out.
Yes. Can't wait.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give that announcement. The other thing I wanted to just throw out there, I already mentioned Fran Drescher, but I just want to say, I know people know her from The Nanny, but I love amazing, fabulous people. And who would have thought the actress from The Nanny would have become this powerhouse president of SAG-AFTRA and then lead us through this? I just find that I just love fabulous, amazing people who stick to their guns and do it their way with their style. So I wanted to give a shout out to her, you know, just amazing. Okay. I just want to see how you guys are doing first before we go into our next thing. How are you guys doing, Cynthia? How was your week so far? I'm all happy. Oh, no.
It was great.
Yeah, and you can't see one of us, so I'm glad you could hear us.
Cynthia, welcome to my world.
Just good clue.
Oh, that was good. I didn't even think about that. That is true.
It
Okay.
has been given.
Okay. So, Cynthia, do you want to share what happened this week?
Just
You don't have to.
it's just a stressful week. The hospital's crazy and everyone coming in with COVID and flu.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, numbers are going back up. So it's been a little crazy at work.
I mean, is it numbers coming back up to like we might be afraid again, or it's just this is going to be the new normal in the fall or something?
It's gonna be the new normal. It's definitely gonna be the new normal. But I mean, they're not making the mask mandatory right now. So the numbers aren't that crazy, so which is good. But I mean, it's gonna be just like the flu. Every year, you're gonna have to, just be precautious.
I just went and got another COVID shot. Like I got the COVID and the flu shot just 2 days ago. I'm kind of over it, I have to tell you, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Joy, how is your week? How are you doing? Anything wonderful, joyous, or miserable like Cynthia?
No, so far so good. Just getting ready, packing, getting ready to fly out to East Tennessee again on Saturday. So
Oh wait, why are we going to Tennessee? Why are we going to Tennessee?
well, I'm going back to East Tennessee to visit my family.
Oh, are you there for the holidays or like early?
Just going for a week this time, and then we'll be back for Thanksgiving here in Memphis, and then I'm flying back the first week of December.
Oh, okay.
And staying a little bit.
You're traveling. Yeah. You're always traveling, by the way. That's what I noticed about you. Mm-hmm. Traveling queen over here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But you had a great week. Great or good week?
It was good.
It was good. Yeah. Okay. That don't sound like it was good, but okay, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with Andrea. I already know, so I'm gonna skip you for now. Rick. we're gonna do Andrea later because I already know that's gonna be a conversation. Rick, how was your week, baby?
It was okay. Work was weird because they're still moving buildings and they still haven't finished. I don't know who's where, what building y'all are in, and I'm like, people call. Can I talk to? I don't know where he's at right now. So work's been very weird.
Okay.
And they haven't even shipped most stuff that should be shipped by now. But anyway, and there was some backlash from last week that I did not discuss with you because I didn't want you to get upset about it. But I got thrown into the
show. Oh no.
Yeah.
Child, I got enough backlash, but I got some good stuff too. I got good backlash.
So the funny thing to me was, so said person was on another person's broadcast who used to be mortal enemies. Now they're besties. Oh, not about besties, but they're close. I'm like, mind blown. And then the other one said, "Oh, Rick Costa. Oh, he's a fraud. I talked to him on Habs and I proved he was a fraud." I'm like, I never even talked to you in my life. What are you talking about? Yeah. What are you, crazy?
And I think that's about as much as we gonna give that issue.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm on the show. But you know what? Here's the good news. I got, first of all, some of the most amazing compliments. I got so many more people who are following the podcast who, like, some of my old school friends were like, finally, the real Carmen came out.
Sassy Carmen is back.
I had somebody was like, we like this Carmen better than the polished Carmen. I got called polished. I'm like, I totally have made it. I got called polished.
All right.
One of my clients who was crying, look at Melanie's like, yay. Tony's like, damn. One of my clients was watching the show.
Oh, wow.
I know. And I was cracking up because he turned around and he was like, you know what? That's how you have to rally the troops here. I want you to swear at people, yell at them. Wow. If that's really gonna work. You know what I mean?
You should have asked, does it come with a raise?
I'm like, yeah, how much money am I going to get for that? No,
that's extra.
Really funny, but I got I thought it was really good. And I think one of the things that's really interesting about life is, again, and I'm not trying to keep saying this, but when you can actually find the joy in things, you know? And what I realized, I was speaking to someone today who watched the show, who said, one of the things that I loved about watching you is that we're so used to seeing the polished Carmen, and not that we want to see that person all the time, but it was nice to see that other side of you, you know? And I was like, I can't believe you saying this to me. You know what I mean? So, but it was
You know what
nice.
it makes me think of?
What?
That sassy Carmen went with that picture you posted.
Oh, the
Oh, with the
80s.
jacket.
That was a sassy Carmen.
That was a sassy Carmen. Oh my God. Who's 88 Sats Radio?
That's a crypto friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Hi, crypto friend. So yeah, you know what? I say always stay away from the negativity, grab onto the positivity, and ignore what you can. You
Life's
know,
too short.
I had a moment where I wasn't good at ignoring, but you know, that was also on my show. So, all right, everyone, buckle up. Andrea, how was your week? Andrea, how was
I
your
was
week?
like, always stay away from the negativity. I was like, okay, bye everybody. Thanks for having me on the show for 12 minutes.
Go ahead, girl. What
No,
happened
I
this
just had a
week?
crap week. It's been really hard. I had some work stuff. It's been happening since last Friday. I'm losing sleep. I got it's just been rough. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to take care of everybody's feelings and expectations, which is not, you can't really
Well, can
do
we
that.
discuss what happened or not? We cannot
No.
discuss it.
I cannot
Okay.
discuss what happened.
So, because I do know, Andrea and I went out to dinner last week, and we ate and we talked, and so I do know what happened, and I'm just so sorry. But I'll
still
put it in this-
happening. Let's put it that way.
Oh, it's still
in
happening.
motion. Yeah.
I'll put it in this terms. It's always difficult when you manage a team of people and you have to keep lifting people up. It's really hard, especially when your client's upset or whatever. And that's what I'll say. That kind of puts a little button on it. But so I feel for you, and I'm just sorry you're still going through it. And yeah. All right. Well, we wish you well. Well, hopefully you'll have a little bit of laughter today. A little bit.
And even
My
harder
bright
if
spot.
you're not.
This is my joy right here.
If you're not up yourself, but you got to make everybody else up. That's even harder.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's true. Well, how do you guys deal with that? If you're not feeling great, but you have to lift other people up, how do you get yourself there? That's actually an interesting question.
I fake it till I make it.
Oh, okay, Rick. That's fair. Fake it till you
do.
make it.
Yep,
Cynthia?
pretty much the same. You show one side to your team, and then you can go to the bathroom and cry your eyes out if you need to.
Ooh, Andrea?
I mean, yeah, a version of that for sure. You have to be polished, right? Put on the face and put that out there for everybody. But for me, I have to have someone like you or somebody else that I can then go and be like, "You're not gonna freaking believe it." You have to have that outlet.
Joy, how do you deal with it?
I'm the same way, because you just have to compartmentalize it and move on and focus on your team and not focus on yourself, which is hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know if I do any of that. I don't know. I don't.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, I think that's why my client was so funny, because he was just like, I want you to swear more. Like I'm not going to swear. But it's really hard for me to hide when I'm disappointed in people or, when I think about the moment. Look, most of the times people call me to fire people. Or, things are a disaster. That's when people want to hire me, right? And then I have the maintenance clients that I keep on. But what ends up happening is I never end up firing most people because it's usually not their fault. It's usually the person who hired me setting up unrealistic expectations or whatever it is. And I think one of the things I'm really good at, and I don't mean this to go back to last week's show, I don't have a problem with confrontation. And I've learned how to look at, and this is a stylistic thing. This is not something I recommend to anyone else because I've been burnt so many times too as I went through this process. I think we just all have different styles. But when I'm not feeling up or whatever is probably when I shine most. And Andrea, I was telling you at dinner the other night, like I think I have been doing Oscar worthy like performances in front of my clients. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like so many times I'm like just acting through it all. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe that's how I handle it, but I don't have a problem telling people exactly what I think is, I guess, what I'm saying. And I think you all saw a version of that, but just even in regular life. And when I'm tired, I tell people, I ain't got time for this. I'm tired. Let's talk about this tomorrow at 4:00. That's my opening on my calendar. Like, and I'm very blunt about it, you know? Or I'll tell people to stop texting me. Like I told one team the other day, no more texting me after 6. I'm not answering it. You're all on silent. So if there's an emergency, call the police, fire department, or your boss. You know what I mean? Or our client. Don't bother me. I'm not paid that much. So.
Or priest.
I didn't say that, but I should have. So, but yeah. So.
No, that's I like to be slow and deliberate and make sure that whatever I say is what I actually want to say. So I try to really take a beat and let my emotions calm down so that I can deal with the situation in the way that I actually want to versus being like super reactive.
I'm super reactive. Yeah. Super.
No.
Yeah. I know. It's a shocker. It's a shocker. But even at work, I don't, it's not that I don't care. I think I know what you're saying, you know?
Yeah.
I totally get that. But I also think it's just a different style, I think. Yep. I also really do trust my initial gut and emotional instinct, you know? I was talking to Ted Hicks, who we love, whatever. And I was asking him, how do you deal with, you know, like, because let's be honest, Ted Hicks has a pristine image, like on the internet. Like everybody loves Ted. Ted and everybody friend, you know what I mean? And I was like, how do you deal though with people or when things erupt or whatever? And he was like, I don't. And I was like, yeah, okay. But he's like, no, Carmen, I don't. Like I walk away from it, I ignore it, I whatever. And I was like, see, that's a whole other level of skill I will never have, you know, because I think there's a level of patience there, or like, I don't know what it is, but at some point people are going to piss me off enough and I'm going to say something. Oh, did you mute and sneeze? That was so good because then it makes it easier for me. Not Cynthia.
She did the opposite.
Thank you, Cynthia. I was just giving Andrea a compliment because
I was like, Andrea's so polished. And then...
Oh my God, that's so funny.
The timing. I love how you muted.
Oh my God. Okay, you know what? We're going to go into the next thing. That was so funny. Oh, wait. Since I brought up Ted Hicks, I did that for a reason because I thought it would be an easy way segue. So Ted Hicks wanted me to ask you all, Joy, you too, even though you weren't there last time. I guess the guys want to do another collab, but they want to do it in December. And I said, I didn't hear my people say they wanted to do it again. I didn't know that. It would be a
good thing you're asking us all live on the air.
Well, no. You can think about it, mull it over, and let me know if you want to. But
no, I'd be happy to do it. I just gotta, you know, like December is a rough month, but
yeah. Cynthia, Joy.
Yeah, I will try. I guess it depends on what time.
Well, it would be at 6:00. It would be at the same time, but it would be on a Friday. So it's going to be one of the December Fridays. Did I say that right? A Friday in December. I don't know what I was thinking. So I'll send you guys an email, and I mean, all of them want to do it or whatever, and which is kind of cool. I just didn't even think about it because I thought we're going to do it maybe quarterly, but he has a idea, a theme, what he wants to ask questions about. I'm like, okay, cool.
Is he going to host this time?
I think. Well, I mean, he hosted last time. I didn't host.
Well, I mean, like on his
So the
thing.
reason why we weren't using his is because he can't have the comments on.
Oh, I see.
It's
Yeah.
because they don't have, so he has to be reading them and then putting them up one by
Yeah,
one.
one by one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, it just seems like a lot of work if all of us are on there. And
Yeah. No.
do you want to be on his show? He invited you on his show.
By the way, there's 5 Fridays in December. I just checked.
Yeah, I did too.
There's 5 Fridays in December. So is that a lot of time?
Well, I'm just saying, usually there's 4 in most months, but we got an
Right.
extra week. So
Yeah.
So you're all game if it fits in your schedule.
Yep.
yeah.
I'm not feeling a lot of enthusiasm. I guess because you're being recorded, so we'll talk about it later. And I'll take the blame for saying no. It's okay. All right. So I sent you guys all a little list, and I wanted to ask you all, what is something extraordinary that you've done that you may or may not do again? And I'm going to tell you something I was trying to do today. And so I went skydiving back in 2005. It's a great video. It's hilarious. It was cut down to 1 minute, but I found the 15-minute one. I'm not gonna make y'all watch it, but I'm not. But I'm gonna redo it because the music on it, which is really cool, it's Eminem and it's U2. Every time I try to post it, it gets taken down because it's not
Copyright.
licensed, but the skydiving place did it. So I found the actual original video, and I'm going to try with all my new editing skills to redo it with some different music so that I can show it, because I think it's kind of cool. But I love that video, not just because it's me skydiving, but I'm talking to the camera guy. You would think I was talking to him. He can't hear me, but I'm talking to him. You know what I mean?
You're like, get this light.
I'm having a full-on conversation with nobody because Mario can't hear me and Nathan, who's the camera guy, clearly can't hear me. But it looks like I'm having this whole conversation. It's just kind of cool. And anyways, but I would do that again in a heartbeat. And so it got me thinking about that. And I just wanted to know if there's anything extraordinary that you guys want to do, haven't done, already did, and never want to do again. Andrea.
Well, mine is also skydiving, so I don't know if that's cheating.
That's not cheating. Did you go skydiving and I didn't know?
Yeah, so I'm reluctant to bring this up, but so I went skydiving on my 30th birthday, and like there was a whole group of people, and I don't know why weren't you there?
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Wait, what age was this?
My 30th birthday?
Okay, so I think we're getting to a point, right? This is why you're reluctant, because you got upset about the surprise party that you were somehow not
There's
invited.
no way that you were not invited to this, but I have no way to prove that.
That's such bullshittery. You had a surprise party for me. I didn't know about it. But somehow you're mad at me for not inviting you.
Okay, you want to go back here?
Well, I'm going back there because you just said you went skydiving, which I never knew that you went skydiving. And you've been lying to me all these years. So, because you didn't want to talk about how you didn't invite me to the skydiving party.
I feel like I would have invited you.
Yeah, well, all right. Okay.
I don't actually remember. Here's like it was a group of people, so it was my boyfriend at the time
Which was who? Do I know?
Didn't like him.
Okay, I know who.
And my mom went.
Your mom went, who I love?
Mm-hmm.
Your
And
mom
then,
went
like-
skydiving?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Debbie,
yeah.
Man.
And
her
then-
mom is awesome.
A couple of friends, but I honestly don't remember who.
Well, I can't believe your mom went and you didn't invite me. That's
Well,
weird.
so
'Cause your mom
that
would have
was a
invited
great
me.
idea. We went to this place. I know I invited you.
Where
Or
was
I
it? In Santa Barbara?
anyway,
Was
so
it
we
in
went to
Santa
this
Barbara?
place in San Diego, where you could
That's
see the water, which was really nice.
Mhm.
And we get there, and everyone's, you have to sign the waivers and everything. You're not really thinking, you're trying not to think about it, right? And you're like, oh, okay, like we could literally all die. And I was like, this could be the actual worst day of my life. Like my mother could die in front of me, or my boyfriend who I love, or one of my friends. Like this was a horrible idea.
But not
And
Carmen, because she
it
wasn't
was
there. so she
fine,
was-
but I didn't like love it. You know what I mean? Like, so I just feel like I'm good. I don't need to do that again.
Oh, you don't need to do it again?
Oh no.
Did
I'm
you
good.
videotape it?
Yeah, there's a video.
Oh my God, I've never seen the video. Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
You've been hiding it because this is a fight we'll have off screen. That's okay.
yeah, we'll revisit.
I think Andrea was saving your life subconsciously. That's what I choose to believe.
Saving my life. I've already gone skydiving.
Yeah, well, she didn't want to risk you again.
You're skydiving. If you went in 2005, that was after my.
Yeah, that was way after her.
Well, not way. What do you Jesus. Like, oh, I was like 25 years after her 30th birthday.
I'm so sorry. That was hilarious. I love that. I'm so sorry. That was like knee jerk thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I can't stop laughing. Okay, we're gonna talk later. I feel like there's more to talk about that, and I feel like we're even because I can't believe your mother didn't invite me. That's the weird.
That's
not
why I
inviting me.
believe you were invited. But anyway, we can.
Oh wow.
We
Okay,
know
you know
for
what?
sure that I wasn't invited.
Oh my God. I gotta, yeah, I'm gonna pull a 10 Hicks and I'm gonna just ignore. I'm gonna ignore. I'm pulling a 10 Hicks. Okay. Joy. What about you?
You know, the weird thing is, I don't know if I've really done anything extraordinary. I would love to go parasailing again.
You don't think that's extraordinary? Parasailing?
Extraordinary.
I don't know.
Oh my God, that
That's a
was
lot
so
of
cute how her head just went like that.
But it really was a lot of fun, though. It really was.
Is this because you're so bougie? It's kind of one of the things you do on a regular basis, parasailing?
Well, the funny thing, y'all were talking about skydiving, and I was laying in my hospital bed right after I had a blood clot in my lung, and the doctor walks in. The very first thing he says to me is, "No skydiving for you." And my mom's like, "Thank you, Jesus." And he's like, what? He's like, "She's planning on going skydiving."
Oh, you were gonna go.
I was planning it. Yep.
I think parasailing is scarier than skydiving. I've never been parasailing, but I would think that's scarier. To me, it would be.
It's like once you get up in the air, it's like so peaceful because it's just silent, you know. And I mean, you can see the ocean. I was on the ocean, and you could it was beautiful. It really was beautiful.
But you're really up high, and it feels like you're going slowly. And how long were you up there?
Probably about 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's too long.
Something like that.
No.
That's where you're like attached to the boat, right? With a parachute.
Yeah.
No, that always looked fun to me. But then you see those
looks
videos
fun,
on
but-
YouTube where they get detached and then they like float off somewhere. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think
I couldn't think about that.
no, that's hand gliding, right? I mean, there's a difference between parasailing and hand gliding. I would never go hand gliding for sure. That would
Now, see, when I was in San Francisco, I was actually going to try to get with one of my friends, Chris Rossetti. He knew somebody that was doing the hang gliding, but the timing just didn't work out for us.
Wow.
But I was actually going to go hang gliding.
No, that I wouldn't do. Wow. Okay.
You're an adventurous.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Here I thought I was all cool being the only one who went skydiving, but clearly not. Okay. And clearly I'm not the only bougie person in the room. So, okay, Cynthia. And I just want to give a shout out to people. If you still don't know who Cynthia can't see, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Has anything changed, Cynthia?
Nope.
Okay. Well, whatever. Okay, Cynthia. What about you?
I don't think I've done anything extraordinary, but I do want to swim with dolphins.
Oh, me too.
I do want to do that.
Interesting. Yeah, that does nothing for me, but
I
yeah,
love
no.
dolphins. So,
Yeah, that
Cynthia,
means you'd have
try
to be
do
in
that
the
next
ocean.
year. Yeah,
huh?
You'd
I'm
have to
gonna
be.
try to do that next year.
I'm sorry, Joy. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Joy.
I'm gonna try to do that next year.
Oh,
Yep.
Cynthia, when are you planning to do it?
no idea.
Do you like swimming in the ocean?
No. So it'd have no, but it wouldn't be in the ocean. It would be like in a tank, like you know how like they have
Like at
like in
SeaWorld.
Vegas how they have like a whole dolphin show. You can
Wait,
actually
did you
swim with
just
them in the
say
tank.
in Vegas? Like, oh my God. Okay. Wow, you just ruined the thought. I would think you would do it in the ocean.
No, not the ocean.
No.
Well, they don't have the trained dolphins in the ocean. You can't just jump in and swim with them,
Right.
right? They won't come near you, I would imagine.
Actually, they can. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, I'd be too scared of sharks coming to try to eat them and eat me. I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you, when I used to go kayaking in the mornings in Malibu, we would all go kayaking at like 6 in the morning. It would be so cool to see the dolphins, you know what I mean? And it'd be, I was surrounded by a lot of triathletes, and I was like scared out of my mind because I respect and love the beach. Everyone knows I live by the beach, and I do, but being in the water is, you're never going to see me want to do that. So that was a lot for me. But we would see the dolphins, you know what I mean, in the morning with the surfers, which is pretty cool. Like when they're like alongside them or whatever. But
Yeah, and they're like jumping over the waves. I've seen that.
yeah, they're just so beautiful and elegant. But of course, I was like, that looked like a shark. That didn't look like no dolphin. And they'd be like, oh my God, Carmen. I'm like, it just looks like a shark. Like, I see the fin. Isn't the fin like, should it be like Carmen? Like, you can't take the city out of the girl, right? No matter where you put her. You know what I mean? So,
What
all
is
right,
it?
dolphins are
Cynthia,
cool.
what is it like? Why do you want to swim with the dolphins? What is it
Oh,
about
I
them?
love dolphins. I've always loved dolphins. I just think they're so pretty and so smart and just I love them.
Yeah.
The ones in Vegas in a pool.
Okay, maybe SeaWorld. How about that?
I don't know. At least
That
those are the rescue. Yeah, I would prefer that. Because I'm like, I don't know what the Vegas ones.
Carmen's okay in your SeaWorld trip, but not your Vegas.
SeaWorld trip because they're probably at least trying to help the dolphins. I don't. But do they even have dolphins in Vegas anymore? I don't think they do.
Yeah.
Do they?
No, they do.
They've
Caged?
got everything in Vegas, Carmen.
Oh God, yeah. The only thing I want to see in Vegas is you two in the Sphere or whatever it's called. That's all I want to see. But I'm waiting for those tickets from someone who might be watching the show.
Hint.
Hello. Okay, Rick, what about you? Swimming with sharks, maybe?
I also actually like dolphins a lot because they're so flippin' smart, but controlled environment. I ain't going in the middle of the ocean with no dolphins. No, thank you. No, sorry, no, ma'am. No. Yeah, water and me. Nah. Nah, unless it's in the shower. No. Which is another reason why at amusement parks, if they have a water park, no. I just no.
Water
Even though that's controlled, but still, me getting suddenly wet, anybody that knows me just ticks me off, ruins my day, really makes me mad. Don't make me go out in the storm and rain. I will be so pissed. I don't like getting suddenly wet.
Serious?
I'll do roller coasters. I'll do anything upside down, flip me up anywhere you want to, but don't put me on a water ride. No, sir.
Oh
No,
my
ma'am.
God.
The Wicked Witch on Wizard of Oz. You're like,
Exactly. But the last time they had I forgot what it's called, but it's like a pool, but they have like these huge waves that they make in the
Oh, the
pool.
wave pool.
yeah.
And I actually went into that and they were like, Rick, I can't believe you're in here. And I'm like, I know. I'm
But
like, I
what is
tried
that
something
for?
I'm
new.
actually scared of that. I only go up to my like waist in the wave pool.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
went
What's a
pretty-
wave pool? I don't know what that is.
So it's this really big pool area, and every so often there's a wave that starts at the end, and it starts off huge, and everybody always wants to go and just jump the waves, and it's
It's a
kind of dangerous.
manufactured wave in a pool?
Yes.
Yeah. But it's like huge. So you're like bobbing up and down as the water's
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
it's in a pool,
it's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not the ocean.
No.
Right.
It's like to give you the feeling of being at the beach when you're not at the beach. Without the
Yes.
sand.
Yeah.
Mr. Mate. Hello.
Hi, who is that?
I feel like I know who that is.
Mr. Mate. I feel like I know you too. I feel like I do, but I don't remember. But hi, thank you for stopping by.
But hand gliding, I would try that.
Nope.
I would try that.
Too long, too slow.
See, that's funny. Our things are in the air and the sea or the water, I guess. Maybe not the sea.
Yeah. Andrea, would you do the swimming with dolphins?
Hell no. I don't like fish. I don't even want to go snorkeling.
They're not fish, they're mammals. I'm sorry.
Whatever. I don't like I will swim in the ocean. I don't mind that, but I won't go too far out. But I don't want to be touching water.
Wait a minute, do you cook fish? I've never known you to cook
not.
fish.
No.
I love that about you.
I will eat it at a restaurant, some, not all, but I don't want the smell of it in my house, and I just think I don't know, they creep me out. I don't want it.
Anthony Davis, yes. Hi, how are you? Oh my goodness, I would have never guessed. You're absolutely right. Hi, welcome. It's nice to see you again. Melanie said I'd rather do a water ride than a roller coaster.
She's opposite. She's opposite. You guys are opposite.
I love a roller coaster.
Yeah. Andrea, did I cut you off because I was so excited that was Anthony Davis? I'm so sorry.
I don't remember what I was saying.
Fish. You hate fish.
Talking about fish. Hating fish.
And you don't like cooking it in your house.
Oh, I don't like the smell in the house. It's just pain in the butt on the grill. So no, I do not cook fish.
Oh, and but you will eat fish at a restaurant.
I will. Yes, not regularly, but because the fish I like are the overfished ones. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I've never known you to eat fish with me though.
Well, because you don't like it, and what if it's?
I don't like it. I'm allergic.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay, cool. Roller coaster or water ride, Joy?
Oh God, both.
Really?
Adventurous one here.
I love roller coasters. Love them.
Mm-hmm. Can I say something about roller coasters though? Even though I used to enjoy, look at Melanie trying to be all cute. Now, Melanie, I put a quote up of yours this past week because it was brilliant. Okay. But you can't be talking about no Miami Dolphins. That's on TEDx show. No, she's so good. Anthony said the best roller coaster ever is the Hurler at Paramount's Carol Winds in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's based on the Wayne's World franchise. The Hurler is a great wooden roller coaster. You know what I was going to say? The ones where you have the harness that comes over your head and those make me claustrophobic. And most of them are that now. I'm used to the old rickety ones where we were all going to fall out. Remember we were growing up? Little tiny bar.
Just a bar and that's it.
Man, 80s kids, we really did not, we were not very well protected.
And yet we survived.
And yet we survived. We didn't have seatbelts. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, wait. Do you remember? Okay, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, you'd walk into somebody's house and everybody was smoking. They'd talk to you and there'd be smoke in your face. Yeah. Now, if somebody's smoking a mile from, and I do this all the time because I'm ex-smoker, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get cancer. This is horrible. You know what I mean? But 80s kids, we didn't really, we really had it different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
you're feral.
What did you say?
I said we were feral.
I don't know what feral means. What does that mean?
Like wild, like a wild cat. You know what I mean? Like when they say a feral cat, you're just out on your own trying to survive.
But you know what? I don't ever remember seeing it that way. But when you look back, you realize you really were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't see it that way because that's just your life, right? When you look back and you're like, oh,
what was
maybe we shouldn't have been out riding our bikes until midnight. I don't know.
Right. We used to play. This is how I knew we were out late. at night, we used to play something called flashlight tag, which means it had to be dark out. We all had flashlights and it'd be the same thing, but then you would have to go find people and you'd have to put the beam of light on them and then they'd be it. And, everybody would be like on rooftops, under cars, we'd be climbing trees. And I'm like, oh my God, if any of the kids in my life would do that now, I'd be like, are you crazy? But it would be 9, 10 o'clock at night. Anthony just said every 80s kid either stood up in the front of their mother and father's car or rode jammed packed in the back of someone's station.
The station wagon,
The
yes.
station wagon.
The bed of a truck, right?
Dangling my
How many of
feet at the
those
back
piles
of the
in
car.
bed of a truck. I mean, come on.
Right on a pickup truck. Melanie just said, not everything I say is going to be gold. Just well, I'm sorry, honey. The expectations are so high.
The bar is set high now, man.
I know. I quoted you, honey, on my podcast. No, Melanie, I got much love and respect for you. You are awesome, and I'm just messing with you. You are brilliant. She had this really great quote that she said last week, which was basically it kind of epitomizes the whole idea of people who troll just anywhere. I mean, like if you read comments or people are on whatever, TikTok or whatever, I just thought it was a great thing. She just said, does anyone ever watch television and scream at the TV instead of changing the channel? And it kind of does epitomize, like if you don't like something, you know what I mean? Why are you going to sit there and scream at it? Just change the channel. So I kind of I thought it was pretty profound. I did. So sorry, Melanie girl, the bar is high. What other crazy 80s things do you remember that you would, especially the parents in the room and the grandparents? I think that's all of you except me, right? So, that we do that you wouldn't let your kids do or your nieces and nephews do.
What was that thing that spun around and you just held on to it for dear life and they spin like crazy?
Like the playground.
Today, I don't think that would
think they
fly.
have those anymore.
They don't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't fly today.
Well, I'm shocked that they have those cushion things at the playgrounds. When you walk on the floor of a playground, it's like a gymnastics floor. It's all cushioned.
Yeah, you like mountains.
I'm like, what the hell is this? And I remember Barack was like, it's so that the kids don't hurt themselves. I'm like,
And now they don't want metal slides; they want plastic, so you don't burn your butt, I guess, or whatever. I don't know.
ooh, I used to get them skin burns when you wore the shorts. Yes. But isn't that how, look, I'm not saying kids should be hurt, but isn't that part of learning?
Yes. I've talked about this a million times with you, Carmen, just like the inability of like kids today are not able to make decisions for themselves. They have like almost zero independence. And I actually read this whole study about how that, could be, in addition to certain other things happening nowadays, part of what leads to like these skyrocketing depression and things like that. And just the ways people think about kids now, how they're, the way they are in the workplace, like they just, we were out making decisions for ourselves, what we wanted to eat, when we wanted to eat, who we wanted to hang out with, when we wanted to leave, what we wanted to play. I mean, we were making all of those decisions for ourselves at a very young age, and kids now do not even have an opportunity to do something like that.
But the difference is, I think back then, even though we made all those decisions, we still had respect for our elders. These kids nowadays can't make a decision and have no respect for their elders.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Joy. Expand.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, granted, I live in the #1 most crime-ridden area in America. We got that title. And you see it every day in Memphis about there's no respect. None.
Wow.
No respect for themselves, no respect for the elderly, nothing.
Yeah, the whole elderly thing is weird to me. Let me just answer something Melanie just wrote. Melanie said we would play flashlight tag in a fenced-in yard. we didn't have a yard, but I hear you. I got you. And yeah, it was a merry-go-round at the playground. That's exactly what it was, Melanie.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was called.
The world was our yard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her yard was the whole block.
I'm shocked by the lack of respect for the elders, and but I will admit that I made a mistake with one of my clients. So one of my clients is originally from Texas, and I handle a lot of properties that they own in Texas or whatever. And one of the things that's really great about her is that the way she raises her kids is they have to say yes ma'am, no ma'am, and it's really refreshing. Well, I'll just be honest, it's weird. When I first met them and I walked into the house and they call me Miss Carmen and they say yes ma'am, no ma'am, or whatever. And the first time one of the kids said it to me, I said, oh, you don't have to say ma'am. And my client came running over. No, he does. He will always say, hey, Ted Hicks, how you doing?
It's
This
just
ain't the same. Oh, because he wants all of us on here. But it was really interesting because here I was kind of poo-pooing the whole the ma'am thing, because I feel old if somebody says that. And then what my client told me was like, I'm from down south. My kids will always be respectful. They will always say that. And it's so refreshing. And now I realize that's actually an honor. Like, I love when they call me Miss Carmen. I'm like, oh, how you doing today? You know what I mean? Like, and it's so, and I get it. I think there's also something to it that I'm not saying that kids are at fault for not respecting. I think their parents are not teaching them that, but we also kind of push away this thing about becoming elders, right? Like there's this weird thing, like we all have to be cool and hip. I'm doing air quotes, hip, like, or whatever, and not fall into that category. So I feel bad because I think this generation doesn't get to make those decisions because, again, not a parent, but I'm gonna throw this out there. They're sheltered from day one. You don't let them go outside and play. You create play dates. You don't let them take chances. Or I had someone the other day on TikTok make a comment about, what do you mean you used to drink out of the hose? I'm like, what are you confused by? You would be in the neighborhood, somebody had a hose and you'd be thirsty, you'd drink some water. They were like, oh God, I would never. We were thirsty. We drank out of a hose, somebody's, garden or whatever. And when I say garden, I say that loosely in the streets of Boston, but you know what I mean. Let me see. Anthony said, what about the metal side from hell that every playground had, the ones that gave you second and third grade burns as you slid down it? I know, that's what I was saying. I remember having to hold your shorts a little bit before you'd go down some of them. But there was something fun about it, though. I don't know. There was something fun about it. I don't know. I'm not blaming parents. I think it's just the world we live in. And that's why I think kids gravitate towards the internet so much, because that's kind of their playground. And it leads me to the next question I had, which I told you all, I wrote a blog post this past week. I don't know if y'all had a chance to read it, but I should probably tell people. So I have two websites. All About the Joy is one website, which is just kind of our clips and is more of a place where I just kind of put stuff that's happening. But for over 20 years, I've had my own website, which is carmenlisette.com or carmensuarez.com. And every week I post a blog that's probably a little bit, as I was called, spicier than what you hear here. But one of the things I talked about in that blog post was, I wonder if the disconnect between my generation, which I think is everyone in this room, Gen X, and maybe millennials and Gen Z, is this different idea of how we use the internet. Like, to me, in the blog post I wrote, the internet is just a tool. It's not my everyday life. I can live without the internet. It is just something I use to do things. It's kind of like, to me, no different than a microwave or a television set. It's just another thing in the toolbox that I own. But my question was, is it possible that millennials and Gen Z, that other generations the internet is there every day. It's them walking outside. It's like us walking outside, growing up and hanging out. For them, this is their reality. And maybe that's where the disconnect is.
Mhm.
I'm just asking.
Like little kids can't even fathom that there didn't used to be an internet. Like, what? You had no internet? Like it's barbaric or something.
Yeah.
Not even little kids. I mean, people in their 20s, they have no experience of life without the internet or even social media, really, in their memory.
Mhm.
So I think that makes a lot of sense. That they're just
And they
native
kind of
to
lack
it.
that social skill, or actually meeting someone, talking to them. You know, everything is just on the computer, on their phones.
Joy, what do you think about it?
No, I agree, because there's no personal skills. There's no true interaction. And when a lot of times when there's interaction between young kids, it's either bullying, it's either, cyber stalking.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about like 5th and 6th grade kids.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It really is sad, because when you see a lot of kids, and not all kids are like this, please.
Right.
I'm not trying to, label all kids as like, but in even like 20 somethings, they don't know how to interact with people.
Yeah.
They just don't, and it's sad.
Well, I think that had a lot to do with, I'm just going to shout out and say that Melanie said that she used to drink from the sink as well as the hose. What do you mean the sink? Oh, we would just drink water from the
Yeah,
sink.
because today people are like, ew.
Oh yeah, now that's right. I didn't even think about that. That's right. Nobody drinks
their sink water. May as well
Yeah.
be toilet water.
Tap water right here.
I was thinking that maybe I think that might be a lot of the disconnect between my understanding, like people are having full-on relationships, romantic relationship. They have best friends they've never met. Up until I started thinking about it, especially from what happened last week on the show, that's why I started thinking about this. And I was just completely thrown by this concept that I'm best friends with somebody, or that I'm supposed to be something with somebody, with people I've never even met or had any type of relationship with. And Andrea, you and I had dinner, and that's kind of where this kind of spurred, where I was having this conversation with you. And I wonder if it's even fair. Like, it's probably not fair to tell people go meet people in person, because for them, that's their world. Their world is actually getting up every day and getting online, and that's them going outside. Does that make sense how I'm saying it?
Yeah.
It does.
That's not the world they grew up in.
Right.
Even what I was talking about, like they didn't grow up in a world where you go outside to play with the neighborhood kids. And, we can look at all of the different reasons. It almost doesn't matter at this point, because that's just not what happened. Right. So,
but does that make our situation better and theirs worse? Or like, are we losing something with everything they've gained with?
I mean, maybe not, right? Time will tell, I suppose, but like it's just different. They have skills we don't have.
Exactly. Well, that's the big one. Let me just read what Anthony just wrote. He said, is that US or us?
Us, the net savvy and tech nerds.
Go ahead, keep going, Andrea.
Have attributed to the way kids are. When I was a kid, this was new, and it was like Revenge of the Nerds or War Games. We've made it the normal, making it a double-edged sword. Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Good point.
It's a really good point.
Great movie, War Games, by the way.
I just watched that not that long ago.
So good. That's a great movie. Since we can talk about movies. Yes.
I heard somebody say, like, if you want to punish your kid, don't say go to your room, just turn off your router.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turn off your router. I think there's something to this idea, and I'm always open to changing. And I'm not just talking about kids. We're talking about 30-year-olds. So let's be very clear. We're talking about millennials here. That's what I think kids I'm just gonna be straight up. Gen Z kids, like my goddaughter Juliana, are actually in a lot of ways. And Andrea, you can tell me if Isabella's the same way, but kind of just there's a lot of rejection of technology, and there's a lot of embracing of what they think the 80s were like, right? Like they all have turntables, they all think we lived in like Friends, like in big apartments in New York, and we all hung out at the now in a lot of ways she's not wrong, you know what I mean, but I see a lot of rejection to like she won't wear labels. Like, then Rick, you and I were talking about this at one show. Like, we were all about like Nike, Jordache, you know what I mean? Like, and so I really want to be clear. I feel like there's a and it's not all people, like Joy, how you said, it's not everyone, but I'm talking about older people who are in their 30s and 40s who are really kind of maybe in that mesh of being involved with the internet in such a way that I actually do think is unhealthy. Right. And yet I see what the brilliance, I would have never met Joy or Rick or Ted Hicks or Melanie or Anthony Davis if it wasn't for the internet. Right. Like, and when I say meet, I mean have these conversations and just having the ability to connect with people in other countries. And, you know, I mean, I have so many quote unquote friends. I think about Nazim, who I saw on Facebook today. And, you know, so there are great benefits. But I wonder if there's more harm being done because of the lack of ability to have an interaction in person. But maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, that's what we're designed for, right? Like humans want that interaction. It's a very natural animalistic thing. I mean, I really believe that. And so
yeah, but is that different if you do it online versus in person?
Yeah, I do think it is. So I do think that there's something lost. You know,
I'm going to argue with you. I'm going to say, what does it matter if it's in person or not? Like,
I mean, I really can't say like put my finger on it, but like you and I can have our phone, you know, I'll just use us as an example, right? We can meet here online and we can have our phone calls, but there's something different about, I would say, the way both of us feel when we have a chance to get actually together in person. You know?
Right, but we met before the interwebs was a thing, right?
Well, then I can't. I mean, if that's the criteria, then I can't speak to it because I don't know what it's like to be.
No. But that's kind of my point, right? My point is someone who's grown up with having the internet as their way of having interactions on a regular basis. Does that make their relationship less real because they're never going to meet
in their mind? I wouldn't think. You know,
yeah.
But it, you know, as you were saying, in my mind, maybe it does, right? Maybe I'm judging. Like, how can it really be real?
Michael Bathurst is in the house. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
And I don't know why he has to always do this, Michael, but okay. Joy and Ted Hicks are top shelf picks on the net. I don't know what that's about. And Rick Costa is a source of healing for suffering souls around the world. Thank you, Michael. So here's my thing. It's just this is what he does. It's what he does.
Carmen, Andrea, Cynthia, you ain't crap.
Thank you. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And he does it all. He gets it. Like, Michael, you know, you wonder why I have such angst with you sometimes. I don't think you realize what you're doing, or maybe you do. And there's a subtext there that you're kind of announcing, and you do it every time. And it's fine. Joy and Ted are great, and Rick is fabulous. But you know what? Cynthia and Andrea are great too. So
They
here's
are great.
I'm sorry?
They are great.
They are great. Anyways, it's fine. He's never going to come on the show again, so it's fine. It's okay. Thank you for stopping by. But here's my thing. Again, that's me practicing my Ted Hicks ignoring. I'm so shy.
Great job.
Thank you. I have never met Rick. I've never met Joy. Does that mean that my relationship is less important or less of substance because I haven't met them in person? Is the question. It's something I'm grappling with.
I think it might be. I think it depends on each person.
So you're saying Joy is the better person, so that's a good relationship, but Rick sucks. So just kidding.
In my Facebook memories today, there's this woman that she was kind of big on the Periscope days and all that stuff too. She's very motivational type personality, and everybody loved her, whatever. And so, we talked, we liked each other, whatever. And then she goes, you know what? I'm going to be in Massachusetts, but I'm going to be in Connecticut at the airport because I'm going to Bradley. She goes, you want to meet? I was like, heck yeah, let's go, let's meet. And so we did, and I have pictures and everything. We met up, but like nothing changed. Like just because I met her in person, it's still nothing changed. We're still like each other the same equally. Nothing really changed just because I met her in person. That's the case for the week anyway.
So you would say, based on that example, possibly that whether it's in person or meeting online, it's the same thing.
It can be.
Mm-hmm. Melanie says every generation has things that the previous generation didn't have. Who wants to live in pre-industrial revolutionary days? This is what I'm talking about, Melanie. Keeping that bar up, girl. That's a good one. It's a great point. It's a great point.
And something that would be interesting to talk about maybe too one day is how much would our lives, each of us, be upended and thrown upside down if suddenly something happened in the world and there was no internet?
Yeah, I'd be fine.
I think about that all the time. All the time. I really do.
You what, Andrea? What did you say?
I said I think about that all the time.
In a bad way? I think that would be a great thing.
I do too, but it would be a rough couple of weeks.
Some people at certain
For the kids especially.
Right, kids would be stressed. Or parents of kids.
Right.
Yeah. Michael just said, I believe you can have a connection with someone on the net. Love frequencies can be felt from great distances. That's fair enough. I'm gonna start wrapping this up because I did talk to Ted and his show's he's like, I said we'll get off so he can have a show at 7:15 or whatever. But here's the thing, I'm a little old school. I really believe there is something different to meeting someone in person. I am going to try to be more open to the idea that some people, for me, it's also the romantic relationship thing that's killing me, right? And maybe that's a more detailed conversation to have. Can you have a romantic relationship with someone who you've never met, right? And that's kind of
people believe that they can.
I guess so, but that's the one that's harder for me. Like, do I think Joy and Rick would still be good friends if I met them in person? Of course. I don't think that would not be, because I feel like I'm getting to know them. But could I meet someone online? Like, to me, okay, this is what I said today to somebody I was talking on the phone. I said, I have always been in love with, let's say, Indiana Jones, right? Because that's, everybody knows. Indiana Jones, that's my man right there. That's my man. You know what I mean? The actor is 80-something years old today. You know what I mean? Like, the reality of who he is not the character he portrays to be. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, to me, when I think
about the show Catfish.
Exactly.
What's the show Catfish?
Yeah.
Oh, so Catfish is basically people who have met other people online, and they so-called have fallen in love with them. Okay. And the other person on the other line is not who they really are.
Oh, yeah, that's a scam. Yeah. Michael said many people meet on the net and end up getting married. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, but they actually meet each other. That's where we're talking about when you've never met anyone, Michael. I totally hear you. Anthony, the internet has helped people meet that they would have never met in real life. But if all of this were to be destroyed, it would throw us back into the era of the 1950s and maybe even era. Absolutely. And let me be clear, what I'm talking about, I think the internet as a tool to meet new people is brilliant. I'm not against, I love social media. I love the internet. And I love that I've met all these people, but eventually I would think I would meet people in person, especially if I'm in love with them, right? Like if I'm having a romance, that's where it gets a little weird for me. And I hope to someday meet, well, Rick and I are going to Portugal. He said it once. I'm holding him to it. So, look, he's like, what?
Yeah, just wait on my passport.
Yeah, right. Well, look at it. Something to think about. I really appreciate it. The last thing I want to talk about, we have a few minutes, and this is really to two people. But so I'm gonna start with Rick, and then I'm gonna go with Andrea, and then I'm gonna go with Joy, and then I'm gonna go with Cynthia. When is it appropriate to put up a Christmas tree if that is your thing? Okay, Rick, why don't you start us off, baby?
I mean, it's definitely an individual thing. Everybody's different about it. Some people have an attitude of, I can listen to Christmas music all year round. And other people are like, no, it's just during the Christmas season. Me, I feel like wait till we get past Thanksgiving and then go crazy. Before that, I'm like, it's a little bit early, but if you do you.
Andrea, your thoughts?
After Thanksgiving, for sure, without a doubt, for me, and I would even lean towards maybe like get into December.
Really? That's
take
interesting.
take a beat.
Yeah, like December.
Have it be an actual separate holiday.
Okay, I hear you.
Take a beat. Christmas.
Okay, go ahead, Joy.
All right. Sorry.
Uh-oh. And you're pointing perfectly at it. Great job, Joy. There's the answer. No words necessary.
How long has it been up?
Not just that one. Wait a minute. Now,
Okay,
crazy.
we got to get you back. We got to get
Wait
you.
a
Oh, she's walking. She gonna show us her whole house. Go ahead, girl. You got to bring
my
it.
house is
Bring it
still
down a
messy,
bit.
but I'm still decorating. But
Okay,
see,
no, wait.
Tilt it
Joy,
down a
bring
little.
it down a bit because it's too high up. We're looking at the ceiling.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit more. Okay, good. Now go around the room so we
it's
can.
a little
Oh,
white
that
one.
actually looks pretty though.
okay, here's my little
thing.
one I'm not finished with yet. I've got all this.
Oh my gosh, you got the garland up. Okay, bring it
Yeah.
down again. We can't really see. We're seeing the ceiling. Okay, got it. Wow, girl. Where's
How many
my
trees do
present?
you have, Joy?
Right now, just two little ones. I've got one little one. And then
How
this
many are
one.
you gonna have by the end of this decorating situation?
I'm not sure.
It's so cute. Is my present there?
It could be.
I see you didn't let us see the bottom of the tree because I was looking for the Carmen present.
She didn't wrap it yet.
It's not
I have a feeling me and Joy are on the same page.
That's why I went the way I went. Okay, but I think Joy has you beat. But go ahead, Cynthia. Why don't
Is Cynthia about to turn her phone around now?
Okay.
Perfect. You did it good. It's perfect. Cynthia.
So usually November 1st, I put up my tree right after Thanksgiving.
Crazy
I didn't do it this time because last weekend I was sick. So it's going to go up this weekend.
Oh, goodness.
Are you itching? Are you like, it's so late?
I'm so itching to put it up.
I mean, I put that question on here because I saw Joy posting on Facebook. I was like, this sister is crazy. But I loved it. It was so good.
If you're into it, you're into it.
You know what? Here's the thing. I was going to tell you guys what my theory is, and I don't think it's a bad thing. I think the thing about Christmas, whether you are religious or not, and I can say pretty easily with Andrea and myself, hey, Ted, we're jumping off on time the day after Halloween, but it needs to be taken down before spring. That's what Ted just said in the comments. I think the reason why, people like Christmas is because of joy. And I don't mean my friend Joy. I mean, because it elicits happiness and joy. And it's like, we crave that so much, but I think it's actually a sad thing, right? We have to put up Christmas. And I'm not saying we have to, but I think that's what it is. And it's getting earlier and earlier every year. So I want to find joy somehow in Halloween or in like 4th of July or something. Well, I'm lucky because I have a friend who was born on the 4th of July, so we can have joy on his birthday. It's actually Joe Lava, who we had on the show. His birthday's on July 4th. Let me see. Anthony just said we have a rule about the Christmas tree in our house. We put it up between December 10th to December 16th. I think that's normal, baby, because my brother's birthday is on December 15th. To take it down, then take it down is always on January 2nd or 3rd. Yeah, having a birthday during that time period makes you have to change the game a bit. Could it be all about the joy? And Tony's trying to act like I'm trying to promote the show, but so I'm gonna close this off a little bit and move us through and move on to making sure we go check out Ted's show. Thank you, everyone, for stopping.
Can I just
by.
say?
No.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm so bummed that I can't see Joy because I wanted to see all her Christmas stuff.
Oh, that's why you couldn't see it. Oh man.
Right. You do not see Joy. You still can't see her. All you see is the
No.
black.
Oh.
I bet when you open Joy's door, her stereo kicks on. All I want a lot for Christmas.
You
How
know
would that
what?
That's her doorbell.
That was good. You brought it back. I forgot about that whole thing at the beginning, but yeah, you
did
haven't been
too.
able to see Joy. But you know
Wait
what?
until the very end.
You'll be able to go watch the replay and you'll be able to see her. But her Christmas
Yeah.
stuff looks cool. But she ain't even, because what she doesn't realize, we all noticed, right? She panned the camera and we could see that she started to put some other stuff up, like there's hooks or whatever. I saw that. She gonna have that place hooked up. So we'll see it again next time, Joy, when you have it all full on.
Cynthia, friend me on Facebook. I'm gonna start.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, aren't you guys? Yeah. Oh God, yeah, the Christmas buddies, great. But everyone, it was great to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a couple of shout outs again. LinkedIn. Oh my God, we are like 411 people now. I know people don't think that's a big deal, but to me, it's huge. And I don't know what happened the other day, but we got a whole bunch of new followers on the podcast.
Sassy Carmen came out.
Sassy Carmen came out. But anyway, thank you to everyone. And I appreciate everyone's kindness and uplifting spirits about my family on the East Coast. I did go home for an unfortunate passing of one of our sisters, one of our favorite people who died unexpectedly. So thank you for everyone who reached out. And yeah, everyone, we'll see you again next week. And remember, it's all about the joy. Bye, everyone. Thank
Good
you.
night. Go check out Late Night Parents.